Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this presentation. I am here on behalf of Mowali, and this is my first time presenting at this convening, and I'm really glad to have been given the platform. So I would like to thank Alisa for helping me out this morning because I had some technical problems. So please go to the next slide, Alisa, if you can hear me. Thanks. Great. All right. So my name is Kadidia. I am the Mowali product owner. And I would like to start by thanking the community Mojaloop for this platform that is allowing us to convey our experience using the OSS to convey that to the whole community. Then I would like to thank very much Leslie Ann for the incredible positive job she has done in reaching out to us, in understanding our challenges and building the trust that we now have in Mojaloop being a reliable partner for our commercial and operational success. And I would like to thank, I won't be too long in thanking, but I find it very important to thank the community because it's been great collaborating with all of you these past few weeks. I would like to thank very much Sam for his availability. Whenever we needed him, he was always faster than we ever expected. And all the members of the Slack community, help channel, Miguel, Vijay, I don't want to forget anyone, but everyone who has reached out to us to help when we needed it. And last but not least, I would like to thank also Michael Richards at Modusbox and Greg from Cybrain for their support, not only as business partners, but also and very much as community allies. I will not be going too much into the details of what's been going on and how we've been participating in the community sessions or discussions or brainstorming sessions, or how we've been using the different tools, etc. But not only because we won't have enough time, but also because Leslie Ann and the other members I think they've managed to understand our challenges as much as ourselves. So please join me, everyone, in thanking them. Next slide, please, Alisa. All right, so I think one of my colleagues had participated in the previous meeting with the GSMA team, but they have been at Mowali. We have been working these past few months very closely with the GSMA team for onboarding processes. And the tool has been really, we've been appreciating the tool very much because it allows both us and DFSPs to customize our test cases to fit our own system specifications and to fit the DFSPs business use cases. For example, when it comes to error messages handling. So we find out they can easily simulate their own business use cases, and we are able to simulate various business use cases on our end as well at Mowali in ways that our old Postman scripts could not achieve. So that's been great. Moreover, I've been told that even though I haven't seen it, I've been told that the visual web interface is very user-friendly, and it allows the DFSPs to track their API calls, etc., and identify faulty parameters in case of an error, for example. So that resulted in like faster troubleshooting. And the simulators that they have, we've been able, using those simulators and all the processes around them, we've been able to confidently certify the DFSPs and in a timely manner. And that translates to, once they are in production, we can expect less incidents because they've been, the testing has been more tailored to them. So the tool definitely provides a better onboarding experience. Next, please, Alisa. All right, so the testing toolkit, this is an interesting story actually, because Leslie Ann has been asking me for, I mean, many times about the tool, and every time she will ask me, I will be like, okay, let me just check with my team and get back to her. But before we even get the chance to formally explore it and discuss it internally at Mowali and try to launch a project to try it, we had a specific business use case test that we needed to perform, and we couldn't do it with Postman. So we reached out to the Mojaloop help channel, Slack help channel. And when we got on the call with Sam and his team, we realized that with the TTK, we would have been able to achieve that test scenario easily. So then that started the whole conversation about, accelerating our desire of like exploring the tool and learning more about it. So last week, and also the tool will be updated by Mojaloop, which our current Postman script will not be updated to cover new releases and new business cases, et cetera, et cetera. So we find it, even for that, for that aspect of it, we find it necessary to onboard with it, because at one point we will be so far with the testing collections, etc., and it will require more work for us to try and manually keep those test collections up to date, etc. So we had a presentation by Sam and Vijay last week, and our QA and technical support teams were very, very impressed. And we can really tell that there's been a lot of effort put into the tool, and the team at Mowali is very eager to test it. In fact, right after the presentation, they asked me what was the next step to start using the tool. So they are very, very excited. And thank you, Sam and Vijay, for that presentation. Next, please, Alisa. Okay, this is a big chunk. We have been participating actively with Leslie Ann and the rest of the members of the business processes work stream. And we are really grateful to be able to have a voice in those discussions. And we find that the core APIs are very well designed, but there's definitely a need to be more focused on the operational aspect of the product to enable scaling and better or more efficient operational processes for adopters such as ourselves, because we've been building the plane in flight. Really, it's been challenging. Sorry, but we are grateful to have that support from the Mojaloop team. For instance, the current SDK that is available does require a large amount of manual setup, security artifacts exchange, performed in a reliable manner, by emails, etc. Lengthy error codes mapping to the DFSPs backend systems, the lack of graphic interface, and so on. So it hasn't been the most pleasant experience, really. But we've heard about a payment manager, kind of like an SDK version 2, that will take into account all the current limitations, and that will definitely make a huge difference for us when it comes to having more participants join easily in a fast, secure, and cost-effective manner. We also have an urgent need for a minimally defined process and tool for a mobile money operator, because those are our only type of participants currently. But we also will need that defined process for other type of participants, future participants, such as PISP, or an FXP participant, for example. If those participants are managed according to their role within the hub, and that they are set up to do only what they are supposed to be doing, they'll be more efficient. In our case, for example, for those who don't know, all of our current corridors are multi-currency corridors, And what we do is that we have an FXP module that is set up as two different instances of a DFSP type participant, one for each to handle each currency. And that's set up in all the management and orchestration around it to achieve like a proper business use case for us is very inefficient without the right tools. We also find that there need to be more business operations related data available via the APIs, and also the design to support like a more secure process, such as maker checker. We've talked about that a lot with the business workstream. And we need to rely very much on the notifications. That's why I highlighted here, because right now we have only a few DFSPs, but when we get to a point where we have many of them, we won't be able to just manually connect to the interface we have now, which is a minimal interface design, basic type of management tool that we have right now. We won't be able to do that all manually, and a lot of things will be falling into the cracks, and that'll be not only not compliant, but also very difficult to manage and to be operationally efficient. So we need work to be done in that area. And last but not least, we are very relieved that Mojaloop is taking into account that operational aspect of the product, because we find that it's a step forward towards the right direction for adopters such as ourselves. I don't even know if we can refer to ourselves as adopters anymore, because we need to get to the next step and be stage and be maybe I don't know, we cheer for the tool, you know, and we are, you know, we are stakeholders, but also very partners and supporters of the tool. But to be able to scale and to be successful, those aspects of the operations need to be considered and be accounted for more than it has been in the past. And we are really grateful for all the effort that's been put into it. And yeah, next please, Alisa. Okay, so this is another subject that we've been participating along with Michael Richard from ModusBox. We have been, he has been reaching out to us to not help, but to get our opinion or our view on some design decisions, such as for an FX component or for regulatory compliance design, such as KYC collection and reporting. We are major stakeholders for those two subject topics, because we, as I said previously, all of our corridors are multi-currency and they involve FX. So even though we acknowledge that it is a challenge to build something that is all at once stable, but at the same time flexible, you know, so there's no miracle recipe, but I think they're doing the right thing by listening, first of all, and by inspecting and adapting, and that's what they've been doing, and I think that's the only way to succeed. You have to go to the users and validate your assumptions before you jump into any design decision. So we find that that's, I mean, a really good thing to do, and we are very grateful for that as well. So yeah, so to sum up, like I said, I wasn't going to be going into like deep details, because everything is, you know, covered more or better than I will ever be able to do during the convening. So this was just a platform for us to show our appreciation for whatever's been going on these past few months, and all the support that we've been getting from the community, all the help and the empathy. So yeah, thank you all. So I guess I'm able to take questions now.
Yes, if anyone wants to jump in, they can unmute themselves and ask questions.
Thanks, Alisa.
Hi, this is Paulo from Letsejo. Thank you so much for your presentation. So what would you say during the process was your #1 key insight that you can share with us, or key learning that would be valuable for us as a community?
Key learning is to make all decisions about make business decisions as opposed to technical decisions. Yes, we have an engine, we have tools that are, you know, really great, well designed, etc. But you always have to force yourself and make a conscious effort to just take a step back and think of it with a more business mind. I don't know if I said it, if I made myself understood, but yeah, that's definitely something that's that I find important in using the whole Mowali tool.
Thank you.
Sure.
Khadija, this is Paula Hunter here. I was curious if you could share a little details about what corridors you have open at this point in time, and you know, who has access to the rails.
Yeah, about that, the thing is, it's not just the technical challenges that we've been having with the tools, etc. There's also a bit of like regulatory limitations and challenges that we've been facing. So we are working on onboarding more DFSPs with partnerships with, like, you know, we're trying to partner up with some other operators that have licenses within the zone. So yeah, we haven't been onboarding many these past few months, but we are going to. We've been discussing with a lot of them, and you know, I think they're all, you know, we'll have a lot of them coming up at once later on this year. But yeah, so all of the DFSPs that we have right now are multi-currency. I mean, all of the corridors are multi-currency corridors from France to the UEMOA zone, West African zone. We are opening corridors for some DFSPs within the UEMOA zone, and also from within the same Central African zone as well.
Great. Well, thank you. And thank you for participating today. It was very helpful, very informative.
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Khadija. I'm just going to pause and see if there's any if you have any last closing remarks.
Well, I'm only a quick chat away, always on Slack, the Mowali Slack, and I'm very open to people just getting in touch with me anytime. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Khadija.
Sure, thanks.
This brings this session to a close. Thank you so much for that session and that update, Khadija. We have a quick update on the agenda and the programming for today. Unfortunately, we've had to cancel the next session, and so we have converted it into a break. So we invite you all to take a break, and then we will come back at 20 minutes past the hour. That's 1:20 p.m. UTC for the session by Moses Sasira and Michael Richards on supporting aggregators in Mowali. So please take a 20-minute break. We will see you at 20 minutes past the hour in the next session for supporting aggregators and modules. Thank you so much, everybody.